Hello there, welcome back to my channel. So there is a new tournament on Discord this week, and this time is a 3 players tournament. As always, if you are interested in checking out the tournament, I'm putting the link to the Discord in the description. I must say it's a really good community. There's really a lot of really good players that I enjoy playing in that group, so I do highly recommend joining the Discord for the tournament. In any case, this is game 1. So I'm going first in this game. And let's look at my hands. Well, what do we have here? The Franklin's Goal. And on top of that, I also got the Bush Tit. These two are a really good combo. So with the goal, you can discard egg to get cards, which you can tuck under the bush tit and lay eggs. And they both have star nests, so that's gonna be very helpful for the end of round goals. Because 3 of them has to do with nest type. So I think there's really no better options here than picking up the goal and the bush tit. And then you have the bonus card. The rodentologist probably is a better options here because you get 2 points for each bird that eat rodent. So the more you play, you get more points. And you only have to play 2 birds that eat rodent to get 4 points. But you need to play at least 3 birds that live in the wetland to score from the wetland scientist. So it's a lot more flexible to play the rodentologist and more potential to gain more points. So looking at birds in the tray right now, I think the turkey voucher is a really good one to pick up, especially in the early game. So my engine right now is to play the bush tit and then the goal in the grassland. So I still need some birds in the forest to help me to gain food and allow me to play more birds. So the voucher is great. It doesn't cost any food. I can play it in the forest, which allowed me to pick up 2 food the next time by discarding 1 card. The wobbler looks really good too. If I can pick that up and play it, that would be great. 2 worms for 8 points. Pretty good deal. Alright. Picking up the voucher. The sparrow. The sparrow is a pretty good bird for early game as well in the grassland. You lay 1 egg with the sparrow. I do quite like the voucher in the early game. even though it's only 1 point, but it also doesn't need any food, and it can be played in any habitat. So it's a really flexible bird. Um, so my early game strategy most of the time um, has to do with finding birds that fill up the first two columns, so that I can get better actions with each habitat as soon as possible. So the voucher really fit that bill. Cost no food and it take one spot. Um, and really in competitive game, players usually would skip hunting so that the player with the voucher don't get any free food. To me, that's fine because that also means my voucher is limiting the points that my opponent could have gotten by hunting. And my opponent here played a kingbird. Again, another really good bird to play at the very beginning. So you get a free grub whenever someone play a bird. Not whenever, but once between your turn, someone play a bird in the forest. So I was thinking about playing the voucher first,
and single adults will help couples raise their young.
Since they play the kingbird, I'm thinking I will play the bush tit and see if the second player going to play a forest bird. I think so. They play the grebe, so maybe they'll draw a card before they play any more bird. In that case, I'll play the voucher next. And maybe they do have a forest bird that they want to play. Oops. Nope, they play the chickadee, so that didn't really work out. So third player is getting a free grub for the chickadee. And then potentially they will gain another grub when I play the voucher. Not really happy with that, giving the third player that many free grubs, especially in the early game. I can play the voucher here now, but just for a slim chance that the second player might play another forest, I should say they might pick up another forest bird and play it next turn. So I'm just gonna lay eggs now and play the voucher in next turn. It's probably not gonna make a difference. The third player is probably still gonna gain another grub from my play. But I need the egg to play the goal anyway, so I have to lay eggs. Black turn, that's a star nest. So I have to watch out for the number of nests that my opponent has for each type. I have one star nest, and when I play the goal, that would be 2. So I should be pretty competitive for the first 3 end of round goal. I think the third player is probably going to pick up the wobbler. I mean, it would be really smart for them to pick that up because they are getting free grubs. Okay, they lay eggs. Alright, I gotta
Turkey
play the
vulture.
voucher
Turkey
now.
vultures can projectile vomit to defend themselves.
I mean, I could delay playing the voucher for even one more turn, because my next move is that I need to pick up a food for me to play the goal, and whether I have the voucher there or not, I'm still only picking up one food. Alright, second player pick up the sparrow. That's very good. So I think I'm going to play the goal next move. Yep, the third player pick up the wobbler. I mean, they have to. They just got a free grub from me, and that's enough grubs for them to play the wobbler. And the new birds that show up are not really that great. The eagle and the shoveler both were expensive to play. Alright, I really can pick any food here. Just trying to look at potentially what food I might need to pick up next. But I don't think that's relevant here because I won't pick up any of this bird in the tray. And I don't think my opponent would either. Those birds are just too expensive to play in the early game. And the Mergangster is very, very situational. I rarely play the Mergangster, the hooded Mergangster. The Shoveler too, I don't remember playing that bird that often. So it's 7 points, 3 foods, and everyone get to draw a card from the deck, if I remember correctly. So in comparison, Snipe is a way better option, in my opinion. The Snipe is it only costs 1 grub, and it's 5 points, and they have the same power. So I guess for 2 extra foods, you get 2 more points, and I believe you get 2 more spots for eggs as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's really worth it. Alright, game food, play the wobbler. It's such a good play. I must say the game is going kind of slow for me for round one.
Franklin's gull. These gulls make floating nests of plant material on prairie marshes.
It does take quite a few turns for me to set up that engine in the grassland. But hopefully it will be worth it. The third player is definitely going at a way faster pace there. So now each time I activate the grassland, I get 3 eggs. I spend 1 to draw 2 cards, but I'll tuck one of them under the bush tit and gain 1 egg. So it's a 4 points net for each activation of the grassland. It's pretty good. 4 points net, and I get 1 card. The American Crow, another of my favorite to play. It's just such a flexible bird to play. It only takes it can eat any food, and it can be played in any habitat. And you can use the crow to gain food, exchanging egg for food. So I like that bird a lot. So let's see, definitely drawing from the deck. Oh, the Bell's Vireo. I like the Bell's Vireo. Starness, bonus card. Very good card. Yep, I'm going to tuck this one. Yeah, I think the Bell's Vireo is really going to help me with the end of round goal. If I can play the Bell's Vireo, I would have 3 birds with star nest. That's pretty great. Well, before I can pick up any food to play the Vireo, I will have to lay eggs for another time so that I can pick up another card to spend getting food. First, let's look at what my opponent did. Lay eggs and change for food. They gain food. Okay. Well, the only thing is, right now, there's only 1 grub in the bird feeder, and I need 2. So, oh, look at this, the Wobbler. Another Wobbler. 7 points, that's really good. The Fish Crow. The Fish Crow is interesting too. So the Fish Crow allowed me to exchange egg for food. That might be a good option here. I think I'm deciding between getting rid of the Wobbler or the Vireo. The Wobbler is 7 points, but the bonus card from the Vireo could easily make up for that 3 points. And the Vireo has the Star Nest. So I think the Vireo is the one to keep here between the wobbler and the V-reel. And really what I'm struggling with right now is the bird feeder not having the food that I need. Alright. Tugging the wobbler. Alright. So I really need someone to shuffle the bird feeder or pick up food from the bird feeder right now, because I have no more spots to lay eggs. So I cannot lay eggs. I can pick up food, but those are not the food that I need. And I really don't want to pick up card here. I guess that's another thing that I didn't think about my grassland engine. So not having enough space for eggs. So really hoping that my opponent would pick up some food. I think the second player now might. They don't have any food. Unless they want to pick up some of the cards in the tray. The osprey does look pretty good. One food, one fish for 5 points. I usually like to play the osprey too in the early game. So I don't think the first player is going to pick up food. They do have some foods. They're probably going to either play bird or pick up cards. Yep, they did not pick up any food. They played a sparrow. That's a really good engine for them too in the grassland. So that the sparrow that lay one egg and the crow can take that egg and turn it into a food. So every time they activate the grassland, they're getting 3 eggs and 1 food. The only thing is they might run into the same problem that I have right now, which is not having enough spots to hold those eggs. So that's another thing I would like to see is to draw another bird with a huge egg capacity. That would be really awesome. Because the V-reel also only have 2 spots. And yep, none of my opponent pick up food. Now, what do I do? I need either grub or fish, and we have neither of those in the bird feeder. Should I pick up card? Alright. Pick up the Osprey. If I play the Osprey, I can use Osprey to gain fish, which allow me to play the Fish Crow. Okay, they play the Blackbird. They're building up a really solid looking grassland engine right now. So the Blackbird tuck and lay, that's two points. Sparrow 1 point. 3 eggs from the grassland, that's 6 points each activation. The only tricky part is to have enough card to tuck under the Blackbird. So the first player has a really good engine in the grassland. Second player has a lot of big bird with high points. I'm struggling with picking up the right food to play my bird. So I'm really hoping that the second player would pick up food right now. And I realize I totally made a mistake there picking up a single card using the wetland. Alright, the second player is not picking up food. And that's really bad for me. So I make a mistake there by using the wetland to draw 1 card. Because the alternative, I could have used the grassland to lay eggs. Even though I only have 1 spot, so I lay 1 eggs, the gull would spend that eggs, that 1 egg to draw 2 cards, and then if I tuck one of those cards under the bush tip, I'll lay 1 egg. So the net here is 2 points. 1 point from tucking, 1 point for the egg that the bush tip laid, and I gain 1 card. So if I use the grassland just now to draw a card, I would have gained 2 points and a card. Instead, I pick up that 1 card using wetland and make no point. Yep, that was a mistake. I was too fixated on the fact that I don't have enough spot for all the eggs, and I'm missing out on 2 points from the eggs that I cannot place. But I overlooked the fact that I can still gain 2 points. And I went with the worst option, which is to pick up card using the wetland and gain no points. Alright. Another food gain. I'm going really slow here, even in the second round. So should I give up the crow? And really, there's no fish. Otherwise, maybe I should keep the crow. But there's no fish. It's gonna be hard for me to play the crow. So I'm gaining extra food here, so Hmm. Really, really hasn't been a great play for the last few rounds. Especially that turn that I drew a card using the wetland. I guess that's the lesson here. You just have to analyze or calculate your net gain from each habitat activation. So you just have to analyze that and compare before you take those actions. So my goal just now was to gain a card. And really, if I pay attention, I would realize that by laying eggs, I can still gain that one card, but in addition, I would have gained 2 points. So the first player is making a good use of the grassland engine already. Second player gained food. Alright.
Bell's Vireo. John Graham Bell taught taxidermy to future U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. So I have the nest box builder. So I already scored 4 points because I have 4 birds. So 1 with the cavity nest, 3 with star nest. So that's a 8 points minus 1 egg, 7 points gain. So it's not the worst. I think it saved my game a little bit. So I basically spend 1 turn, pick up card, and another turn to spend the card to gain food, and then the third turn to play the Vireo, and I gain 7 points. So that's 7 divided by 3, slightly over 2 points per turn. It's not the best, but also not the worst. And I'm really hoping that I can capitalize on this bonus card and gain 7 points. That would be really good. So the voucher does have the cavity nest, but I don't like the fact that it only has 1 spot for egg. And I need a lot of spots, a lot more for my grassland engine, so. The Raven, wow. That's really good for them. The Belted Kingfish. That's a very interesting draw. And I kind of like it. That's another star nest. I really like it. That's gonna be so helpful for the end of round goal and my bonus card. And it does have 4 spots for eggs. And currently there is 1 fish in the bird feeder. I think that's a keeper. Alright, the Mississippi kite. Probably going to tuck that one. Yep, I'm tucking it. The Belted Kingfish. Yes. I can live with that. I do have to spend another turn to draw food. Hmm. Yes. By the way, yep, my second opponent here just play a Raven. Um, they are already in lead with all the birds that they play, and they just play a Raven. So they're they're likely going for the big bird strategy. So trying to play birds that score a lot of points or score them bonus card. And then the first player here has just been going to town with their grassland engine. And it works for them because they have a lot of spots for eggs. The only thing is I don't see them tugging cards under the blackbird. Um, so they're missing out some points there. I think I should be able to score 7 points from this bonus card. If I play the Kingfisher, I only need one more bird that has the cavity nest or another star nest. You never know. And I just realized the third round goal is also bird with cavity nest. So my bonus card really synergized with that. Alright, the Kingfisher.
Belted kingfisher. A kingfisher burrow can go up to 6 feet into a riverbank and slopes to shed water.
Yep, first for the second round bonus. That does help me a lot. And the fact that they both tie for that bonus. So instead of putting a 3 points difference between us is 4 points. So it kind of worked out for me, a slight edge for me. The killdeer. Is anyone going to pick up the killdeer? I think both of them can really use the killdeer. So the first player now, they have a Raven. So if they can pick up the killdeer and play the killdeer, they can basically get cards and they can gain food from the grassland. That's a almost an ultimate combo. So I think likely they are going. Wait, no. They did not pick up the killdeer. They played the prairie chicken instead. That's so interesting. So the only reason I can think of is it is third round, so maybe they feel like they already have all the cards that they need to play for the remaining of the game. I remember they did draw quite a few cards in the first 2 rounds. I definitely do not need a killdeer, so just drew a woodpecker. Not really the card that I'm hoping for. But hey, it is a bird with cavity nest. I can use that. and 3 spots for eggs. That's not bad. The only sad thing is I need to draw food again to play the woodpecker. Unless someone play a bird in the wetland, then I can gain a fish from the kingfisher. That will allow me to play the woodpecker. So there is a possibility for that, especially the first player has 2 fishes. Well, since they didn't pick up the killdeer, I'm just going to tug it. Yep, really hoping someone playing a bird in the wetland. I just need that one fish to play my woodpecker. And I'm in the same situation again where I don't have enough spots to hold. I'm in the same situation again where I don't have enough spots to hold all my eggs. Yeah, I think the killdeer would have been really good for the third player there as well. Um, because they have the blackbird in the grassland and they need cards to tuck under the blackbird. And the killdeer would have provided them the card to tuck. It's basically the equivalent of my bush tit and gold combo. So I think I did the right thing by denying the third player the killdeer. Alright, no one play any bird in the wetland, so I have to pick up food. Doesn't matter what food I pick up, but I'm going to pick up all the grubs. Just in case if they need any grub. There's none in the bird feeder. I think that's another thing. Even though you might not care what food type you need, you can still be strategic about the food that you pick up so that you can make your opponent's life a little bit harder. And I experienced it earlier when you needed that one food type and it's not in the bird feeder. It's sometimes really just set your just deal a setback to your game. So it's pretty interesting. First player going for the big bird strategy, third player. Oh, there you go. Got my free fish. One turn too late, but I'll still take it. Look at that. They just played 2 birds, 10 points, minus 3 eggs, 7 points. And the grebe, he has a star nest. But I still think it's going to be very hard for them to compete with me for the 3rd round bonus. So now I have 6 birds with cavity or star nest. So that's a pretty strong lead.
Red-headed woodpecker. These woodpeckers store nuts, seeds, and insects in wood or under bark.
Yeah, I was I was pointing out how this game is really interesting. So we have one player with the Raven. They are going for the big bird strategy. So playing birds that worth a tons of points, and they're using their Raven to gain food. So for that strategy, usually you want to play birds either with good points, or you want to play birds that give you bonus card. So, and here we have the third player building a really strong engine in the grassland. They have two sparrow and a blackbird and a crow. So right now, each time they lay eggs, they're laying 6 eggs. That's so many eggs. And if they have cards to tug, that's another 2 points from the blackbird. And they can gain food from the crow, using the crow to play more birds. I think the third player is going to have a really strong end game here. The only thing they have to watch out for is the number of spots to hold those eggs. Same problem that I have right now. Hmm. So I gain a grub from the bird feeder. So the hawk does look pretty good because of the rodentologist. So he's a 8 points play. Ooh, the goldfinch. I'm liking the 3 spots for egg, and I have enough food to play the goldfinch. And after I play it, I gain 3 grain back, which would help me to play the next bird. I kind of like the idea of playing the goldfinch. I mean, it's not a great bird, and I don't gain much point from the goldfinch. Actually, I will only be getting 1 point from the goldfinch. But like I say, I'm going to gain my food back, so I don't need to draw food, gain food from the forest, and it will give me extra spots for me to keep laying eggs. So not the worst. That's really a lot of points for birds, and this is a really great engine for the grassland. And really the only thing that I have going for me is the bonus. So I have 1 good bonus card. Haven't scored any from the rodentologist, but I'm scoring quite a few points from the end of round goal. Eastern Phoebe. Starness, very smart play. I don't think that's enough to compete with me. And Grubs. Yep, free grubs for everyone.
American goldfinch. Goldfinches breed late after the milkweed and thistle have gone to seed.
I am so tight for 8 spots. And yeah, my end game here is really not going to be that straightforward. I can't just lay eggs and gain points in the 4th round. I have to be a little bit more creative. I think I will have to do what I've been doing for the last few turns. Basically to lay eggs, to pick up bird, play another bird, lay more eggs. So kind of alternate between those two. So they lay eggs. Wow. With that grassland engine, they can basically play any bird that they want with a free grub from the Phoebe and the Raven. Ooh, they activated the Phoebe. I mean, I can use free grub as well. And hopefully I'll pick up another grain from the woodpecker. Yes, that's really good. Yeah, I can use all the food now because having enough food means I don't have to draw. I don't have to gain food using the forest. And I make no points whenever I gain food using the forest. So free food, very good for me in this end game. I'm just checking to see my opponent if what's their situation with the end of round goal. Yeah, that's the bug here. Sometimes you can't spend egg. You're kind of stuck. So you just have to switch to the habitat view and then spend the egg there. The downy woodpecker. I mean, if I can draw another forest bird. The siskin? I do have the food that I need, but I'll be missing out on the tug. Oh, I can draw the hawk too. I can play the hawk with 4 food, even though I don't have any rodent. Yeah, I think the hawk is a good play here. So the hawk with the rodentologist is 8 points, minus 2 eggs, so still a 6 points play. Not complaining here. I only wish the hawk has more spots for eggs. But there's only so much you can ask for. Alright, pretty happy about that. Another lead from the end of round goal. The puffin. The puffin is very appealing. Star nest. Not that I need it at this point. Um, but I need 3 fishes. And I can do it. I already have 5 food. If I lay egg, I will gain another grain from the woodpecker. So I have 6 food. That's enough to play the puffin. But really, the problem is the puffin only has 1 spot for egg. And I really need extra spots.
Ferruginous hawk. These rust-colored birds sometimes hunt in groups in prairie dog towns.
But I could have potentially earned a few more points with the puffin. It's 8 points, minus 1 egg, so that's 7 plus bonus card, say 3. That's 10 points. The hawk is 4. No, the hawk is 6 points. Ooh, purple martin. It's an interesting one to play in round 5. The martin is only 2 points, and if you spend 2 eggs, that's 0 point net. And this is the last round, so at most they can tuck 5 cards. So that's 5 points. So they can make at most 5 points of tucking and drawing. I don't know if it's really worth it this late in the game. But of course, if it helped with their bonus, I'm just counting spots for grassland. I think I'm also winning the last round bonus. So all this lead from the end of round goal is really helpful and what I really need to pull a win in this game. So the lay eggs and play the Cass and Finch. Yep, that's such a good play for them. Another bonus card. Oh, yeah, who knows how many points they're making from that Finch. Things are going pretty well for them. Alright, laying eggs. Take the grain. I'll probably need to play another bird. I think my options here to pick up the willet because I have food, just enough food to play the willet. But still, let's draw one from the deck. The bald eagle. No way I can play that. Yeah, that's the best I can do. Draw, play. The Sandpiper. So I have 3 more turns. I played a Willet. Not great, only gaining 3 points. And I still don't have enough spots for laying eggs 2 more times, which is really sad. That could have been a really clean way to gain points, But instead, I think I have to do the same thing for the last 2 turns. To lay eggs and pick up another bird that I can play. But I don't know if that's happening because after spending that 2 grain for the willet, I won't have any food left. I don't even know if I'll pick up another grain from the bird feeder because no one's picking up food right now. Ooh, there you go. Oh, that grub really helped me. So now I do have the grub to play the willet. And after playing the willet, I still have 2 grain. And I can use the grain to play.
Willet. Willets feed during the day and the night.
I can use the grains to play the sandpiper. Again, not great play here. The willet, the sandpiper, they're only 3 points, 4 points. Really, really not ideal, the best points that I could have been making at this point. But sometimes you just have to make do. When you don't have enough spots for eggs, you are just missing out on all the points that could have been. So my end game is pretty much figured out here. So I lay eggs one more time. And I can't pick up sandpiper. Ooh, look at this. A fish. I'll take it. So that fish is basically 1 extra point for me. So they play the king rail for a bonus card. Again, I don't know about the king rail this late in the game. It's 4 points minus 2 eggs, so that's only 2 points. Say on average you make 3 points from the bonus card. That's 5 points. I think I would have rather just lay eggs in the grassland. I think they do have the engine to gain more than 5 points from the grassland. I guess it's a gamble. I mean, sometimes you don't know. If you're lucky, you pick up a good bonus card, you can make a lot more points than 5. Alright, I don't need that fish, so that helped me to gain 1 more point. The free fish. No luck, no grain. I don't need more cards, so wait. I do need cards to tug with the bush tit. What was I thinking? Alright, the sandpiper. I chose you. Yeah, really hard to say at this point. Do I have enough points to pull off a win? I think it's really going to be hard to compete with the third player, the big bird guy, the big bird player. The grassland engine. Again, it looks really good. Oh, I see their problem. They have the same problem. They don't have enough spots for their eggs. That's why they have to play the king rail. So I take my words back. The king rail, a pretty good play here, especially with 6 spots for eggs. Yup, That was a good play. I didn't realize they're running off spots for A. Legs, legs. All right. Sandpiper, 4 points. Not the best, but the best I can do.
Spotted sandpiper. These sandpipers constantly bob their tails. People call them teeter peeps and tiptails.
I mean, looking at the board here, I wonder, did I make another mistake by playing the Sandpiper? So I only gained 4 points from the Sandpiper. If I lay eggs instead, I have 2 spots for eggs. So I lay 2 eggs, I spend 1 to draw 2 cards, and then tuck and draw. So, okay, that would have been maybe 3 points at most. No, 3 points, maybe 4 points if I hunt successfully, but that's very unlikely. So yeah, I think Sandpiper was still a good play, 4 points. Oof, that 1 egg that pushed me to first, that was really helpful. Alright, let's look at the bird's point. Oh, look at that, 48 points. Oh my, they have quite a few points from the bonus card. Okay, am I going to have enough leads? Oh, I think I do have enough points from the tug cards. Yeah, that was a really good game. It was such a close game. Charlie here really, really put up a good fight. I mean, the game could have gone to any of us. And it's so interesting that each of us play a different strategy. So we have one player going for the big birds. I had the goal and bushed it at the beginning, so I'm going for the grassland. But I hit quite a few bumps along the way, um, having not enough spots for egg and not having the right food in the bird feeder. Um, but really, I think what really saved me was all the star nests in this game. That really helped me to gain to close the gate to close the gap and gain the lead through the bonus, the end of round goal. Yeah, all the points that all the points, all the lead that I gained from end of round goal is what um, helped me a lot in this game. And my bonus card, the second bonus card that um, synergize with the third round bonus and my star nest birds. So 7 points from that card was a really good one too. So yeah, that was the game. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.